Shalom. Kol halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rakah Hakodash. Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever, the 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among all people. The Israelite foreigners is among the heathen that look like those heathen. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another quick lesson. And first, before we even start, fair use. Let's declare the Fair Use Act. About fair use. Fair use is legal. Fair use is a legal doctrine that promotes freedom of expression by permitting the unlicensed use of copyrighted protected works in certain circumstances. Section 107 of the Copyright Act provides the statutory framework for determining whether something is fair use and identifies certain types of uses such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research as examples of activities that qualify as fair use. Section 107 calls for the consideration of following four factors in evaluating the question of fair use. So this is fair use being declared. I'm not profiting from this. It's just simply for educational purposes to make a point. This is the video Dumb It Down by Lupe Fiasco. And this is the control that the powers that be, the small hats, the JOOs, all right, with all those NGO organizations that control everything in and about America, from politics to religion, to textbooks, to television programming. All right. And I'm going to play a short clip of this video. Then I'm going to play a video from TikTok about an entertainer, writer who wrote, who was behind the creation of a television series that got put on BET, but then he was told to dumb it down because it was for single moms that could watch the program without paying attention. Well, who put in the policy that built single moms, among the so-called black community? That was all orchestrated mainly through television, through entertainment, all right, and political, all by a particular group of people, and was targeted at our people.
You going over heads low. They telling me that they don't feel you. We ain't graduate from school. Them big words ain't cool. Yeah, I heard me and this. Niggas on for the. We don't care about the weather. You'll sell more records if you.
You will sell more records if you dumb it down. Okay. And bullying the people. All right, so let's go find this. Matter of fact, before I read that, let's go into the scriptures. Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand, and it made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right, so the nations are now mad, and small hats are being called out almost on every platform, which is why they're going so hard with the anti-semantics, and slapping everybody with anti-Semitic crimes, anti-Semitic punishments, the loss of job, loss of wealth, loss of rights to travel, anything to not bring out the facts of the genocidal murder and colonization that they're guilty of. They have to deflect and project their own wickedness onto other people. All right? This is what they do. This is Proverbs 15 and all of a sudden Bible app don't want to work. Guess he is mad at me. There we go. Nope, it would not pull up. Okay. It's gonna make me grab my actual Bible. It's like the phone is as I was sitting here using my phone because it's faster, and also the video that I'm gonna play is gonna play from the phone. But it will not. Let me try another book, see if it pulls up. Okay, that pulled up. Now let's go back to Proverbs. That's strange. There it is. It replenished. This is Proverbs 25 and 15 and 25. And Yahweh will destroy the house of the proud, but he will establish the border of the widow. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to Yahweh, but the words of the pure are pleasant words. All right, so the Lord is going to destroy the house of the proud who set up all these falsehoods. All right, and their mindset and their thoughts are far from the Lord. You know, you got this people claiming to be the people of the Lord, but yet they worship from a Babylonian book, mainly of witchcraft. All right, trying to mate it with the Bible, while fitting none of the prophecies of the awakening and the gathering of the Israelites in the last days. Remember, they took that J word and hijacked, Israelite with it, and then they take the word Israelite and they like to put black in front of it. Remember the word black. Immoral, without light, void of light, ugly, unattractive. So when you refer to yourself or are called a black person or black people, they're calling you unattractive, ugly, immoral, wicked. All right, even that Malcolm X movie that came out long ago with Denzel, he pointed that out in the dictionary. All right. So, and then, you still have people, or are people, who still ignorant to that fact and still cleave on to that falsehood. Okay. But now I'm going to play this video of this young man who's a content creator who created this television show that he sold to BET.
Wonder why it feels like all the shows Hollywood makes for black people are so basic? That's on purpose. A few years ago, I sold my first TV series to BET, and they even told the press that they were making 8 episodes of my show. But when we got into the development on my show, they told me it was too complex. They told me to make it more simple. They said we need simpler characters, simpler dialogue, simpler plot lines, simple. I wanted to keep the show complex. I thought we deserve complex storytelling. No. A couple months later, an executive pulled me aside and said, listen, kid, at this network, we make shows for single moms at home making dinner for their kids. They need to be able to follow your show without really paying attention. In other words, make it dumber. I couldn't do that. So a month later, I got a call from my agent. She said, BET's pulling out. They're not going to make your show. I was heartbroken, but I learned an important lesson. Why would a company called Black Entertainment Television want to serve their own people undercooked nothing burgers? The answer is that the Black in BET is just a storefront. BET's owned by Paramount Global. And who runs Paramount Global? You know who. Do you ever wonder why it feels like all the shows Hollywood makes for black people are so basic?
And the fact that, he's as brown, as light brown as he is, as caramel colored as he is, he's calling himself black. Even Candace Owens, as brown as she is, will call herself black. And who's responsible for that? All right. Let's grab a few more scriptures. And they're just angry because they're exposed. This is and there's no anti-semantics about this. This is just an uncomfortable truth. As simple as that. But this is 2 Corinthians 10 and 5, which is our job. All right? Which is what we're supposed to do. Start at verse 4. Actually, I could start at verse 3. It says, "For we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God in the pulling down of the strongholds, because our weapons are spiritual, using the word of Yahweh, which has gotten us this far, not taking up arms of trying to do physical action against these people who continually wrong us. We just simply bring out the truth. All right? Casting down the imaginations of everything that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to obedience." So, just bringing out this word. The Lord said that, matter of fact, that's in Corinthians. With the word, we're destroying their strongholds, their lies. It's 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. "And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." And what's the spirit of the Lord's mouth? Is his prophets. He speaks through his prophets, through his men here on earth. We are his men. Definitely not them church folks, because they've been teaching, even though, these JOOs are 100% against who they ignorantly and fraudulently call Jesus. And against them, they still look to these people and uplift these people and give them, and basically have gone broke, supporting the welfare state of genocide. All right? Because I had another video where the woman was coming against some of their own people who are pro-American. Let's go back. We're coming against this, why so much money is being spent on these people. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. And, and the small hats got angry, even at their own. So let's play that one first, and then we'll actually play this one that's on the screen, because it's only a minute long or so. It's a short, but you'll get the point. But here we go. This was the anger coming from these JOO NGOs, all right, playing the anti-semantics cards when it's pointed out about all the billions of dollars that the trillions of dollars at this point that could have rebuilt and helped, and made America's bad neighborhoods good and built up the schools and the roads and everything else. But all the money has been going to the welfare of, this guy on the bottom of the screen here. But here we go. Well, where's the sound at?
Flared at the prestigious National Press Club in Washington, D.C.
You have gone there as a radical leftist who hates Jews in order to... Don't you stick things in my face.
A pro-Israeli advocate knocked a camera out of the hands of Allison Weir, president of the Council for the National Interest Foundation. The group just finished their press conference on what they call unjustifiable U.S. aid to Israel. The two sides met when the press club scheduled a pro-Israeli news conference to follow, held in the same room. The altercation illustrates heightened tensions on differing views regarding America's relationship with Israel. The Council for the National Interest Foundation wants Americans to know how much of their tax dollars are going to Israel.
$3 trillion. That's including a massive amount of direct money to Israel, then a lot of hidden costs.
CNIF alleges Israel receives so much aid and special treatment because the U.S. Congress is controlled by AIPAC, America's pro-Israeli lobby. Executive Director Philip Girardi says Israel spends a lot of money on U.S. elections.
There are many Israeli PACs, and they do give a lot of money very selectively to congressmen that they want to support.
The Council for the National Interest Foundation says many members of Congress fear if they don't always side with Israel, that they will face retaliation in their own re-election campaigns.
There it is.
If a congressman...
All right, so there it is. So if you come against these people, they will destroy you politically. All right? They will destroy you economically. All right? And as a result of that, America has become a wasteland because of all the trillions of dollars that goes to these people and their interests, while literally effing over the American citizens. This is also evidence of a house that is completely and totally divided. Let me get a couple more scriptures and then we'll wrap this up. And this video took a whole life of itself. I had something completely different, you know. But this, you want to make the Lord Yahweh laugh, man. Make some plans, because the Lord gonna do what the Lord's gonna do. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 21 and 18. And actually, that's not what I wanted. But you know, I'm gonna read it anyway. As is a house that is destroyed, so is wisdom to a fool, and knowledge of the unwise is as talk without sense. And you know, and basically some of our people, when we try to explain to them these things, it just flies right over their head. They get angry and they actually defend their enemies. Like yesterday and the day before, I did a video, and on the line I talked about it yesterday live on the street ministry. You know, about the guy who was asking, who put out the loaded question, just like an Edomite would, that, you know, show me an example in the Bible where the Lord or the disciples, you know, led with, what's your nationality? You know, and if you're understanding the scriptures and understanding that the Israelites were scattered among all people and were separated and cut off from their heritage, and then the prophecy of the awakening and the stick being made, putting all the 12 tribes on it, you know, and the main nations that they went to, you know, and it says, you know, that when they see this stick, what says these? So when the people ask about, well, what does this mean? That's when the question falls into place. Well, what's your nationality? They have to be told. That's prophecy. Okay, so knowledge is just too high for a damn fool. All right, but yet they'll follow, you know, but yet they'll follow the doctrines of men, or the doctrines of Christianity, which is really set up and controlled by these JOOs. They're behind it all. Your cemetery schools, in the books, you best believe when you follow the money and you get to the top of that, who's going to be behind it? It's Candace Owens is going to pretty much show you that point right about now.
We are not even allowed to critique Israel without having people like Rabbi Shmuley essentially trying to bully people across America. You have Zionist organizations that are threatening and bullying people because people are taking a stance against this act against humanity. What they're doing is inhumane in Palestine. And so what they're doing is they're saying this person should get fired, this person should lose their job. The Zionist Federation of Australia just asked for me to have my visa banned simply because I don't support what Israel is doing. And if that is what I have to pay because Zionism has a lot of money in media, then so be it. It's less of a price than the children in Gaza are paying right now. And as a Christian, I will never support what Bibi Netanyahu is doing. We are not even allowed to critique Israel without having people like Rabbi Shmuley essentially trying to bully people across America. You have Zionist organizations that are threatening and bullying people because people are taking a stance against this act against humanity. What they're doing is inhumane in Palestine. And so what they're doing is they're saying this person should get fired, this person should lose their job. The Zionist Federation of Australia just asked for me to have my visa banned simply because I don't support what Israel is doing. And if that is what I have to pay because Zionism has a lot of money in media, then so be it. It's less of a price than the children in Gaza are paying right now. And as a Christian, I will never support what Bibi Netanyahu is doing. We are not even allowed to.
So Bibi Milkowski, all right, Netanyahu is not his name. That's the name that he took on. This is Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, and it's clear that they're the first of the nations right now. America's deteriorating, all right, literally before your eyes. But their nation has been upheld, and now their nation is deteriorating because America is not producing enough or can support or protect them anymore. So it's all for naught anyway. All right. But, you're living basically in squalor because you've been supporting these people. Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. So shame, all right, and his end is near and at hand. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekah HaKodash, Kwam Yasharala, Abad Babal.